René Aviation CEO, FAA board alum, and high performance business coach. From the cockpit to the control tower, I've interviewed women across the industry. You're in for a treat with these mini episodes. I hope they whet your appetite for the longer versions that will drop every Tuesday going forward. Welcome to the Fly Girls Guide podcast. Hey there, welcome to this episode of the podcast. It is incredible to me the way that technology allows us to connect with people across the world. And I have one of my favorite British, brilliant sisters in aviation with me today. Liz Moscrop has been a longtime friend and does video and branding in the aviation industry. Liz, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Renee. What a great idea. And it's a mutual fan club. I'm equally thrilled to be part of this fantastic initiative. Thank you for including me.
Of course. Will you tell us what you do?
Today, I help companies and executives to promote themselves online using video, and really to help get their message out, to help them shape their story, and to do that in a way that is today's storytelling best method, which is video.
I love it. How'd you get started with that?
Of course, what you need to do is start life as a stand-up comedian, which is what I did.
Of course.
Of course. Demonstrating that aviation has room for anyone. There are many, many roads in. Mine is non-traditional. But that gave me the ability to present. It gave me the ability to tell stories. And I then entered aviation via a stint at the BBC. And then I went to Hong Kong. I was working in the internet, so started the digital marketing path. And then ultimately, I got made redundant, which was great because I was never going to be a healthcare expert, and decided to fulfill a lifelong dream and learn to fly. Rapidly realized that I was never going to be a commercial pilot. However, the skills of storytelling, of writing stories and aviation rolled into one. So I became a journalist and then set up the video company.
So what do you do on a day-to-day basis? Like, you're not in a studio all the time, are you?
No, in fact, very rarely in a studio. I can count on one hand the amount of studio projects we've done. My studio tends to be around aircraft and airfield. And what we do, the back part of it is the planning is so important. So we need to get a crew together. I've worked with my video team and production team for nearly 10 years now. So you need to have people who know what they're doing. Then I will work with the clients who quite often are excellent at what they do, but not so great about showing that visually particularly. So we'll work out, okay, what do you want to say? Who do you want to say it to? Who are your ideal clients that you want to showcase this to? And they could well be people who want to enter the industry, like the work that you're doing, so to attract new people to the industry. And then just ideally when we've got a plane, there's a lot you can do with an aircraft, so you can film in and around aircraft or airfields, or there's a lot of interesting things to show there. So my studio tends to be outdoors.
I love it. Well, it seems to me like you have to have creative juices flowing. You have to have a great deal of organization. You have to be able to communicate well, not just in what you write, but in how you tell people to sit up straight or to lean forward so you can't see the double chins. Your skills are very unique, Liz. Can you think of any others that really serve you well?
I would say some of those skills are skills that we learn just by, for me, growing older and being part of great teams. Aviation is such a dynamic industry. There is no room for prima donnas. And so just being able to slot into a team. And I think this is where women can really shine as well, not to want to, genderize people. But I've noticed that sometimes it can really help to, I don't know if it's nature or nurture, but just to have a good listening is one of the biggest skills, I think. Really try and listen and sense, what's really going on for people. A lot of guys are brilliant at that too, and I've got a lot of my career breaks from some fantastic men in the industry. But I think participating in a team, being willing to take either a front or a back seat, and just see what's going on, because there are so many aspects when I'm on the job. There'll be what the client wants, what the team wants. Is the camera overheating? Do we need a new battery? Have we got the right shots? As that person that I'm speaking with, if it's a CEO or an executive, do they need to be somewhere else like now? So how do we wrap this up? Then there's the edit. There are so many facets to it. And I think that's the true of a lot of aviation, whether it's flying a plane or, looking at an engine to fix it. There's just so many moving parts all the time.
I love it. Well, Liz, thanks so much for sharing about your career with us. Best of luck.
Thank you. I wish you the best of luck, and I recommend that anybody who's tuned in watches all of René's podcasts. They're going to be an absolute smash hit.
Thanks for listening. If this inspired you, subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss even more brilliance in the episodes to come.